little elevation sensation.
Golden State Warriors, Steve Kerr joins us for the next hour. How does it feel to hear head coach before your name?
Wait, I'm here for an hour?
Yeah.
Yep.
1 hour. Well, it was actually going to be 2, and I let you off the hook with an hour.
The Golden State coach part sounded great. The hour.
That hurt? That hurt
yeah,
you?
that hurts. But I'll stick it out.
Well,
just because it's you.
I'll block the door.
I have no choice then.
You have no way out. How does that feel? I mean, I know you've been wanting to do this for a long time, and to finally kind of see a dream realized.
Yeah.
What does it felt like? I mean, we talked to you last week, but now that the press conference and it's official, you're the head coach of the Golden State Warriors. What does it feel like?
It's surreal. It reminds me a little bit of first day on the job in Phoenix as a general manager. First time I arrived for each team that I played for. You know, that first day where you don't know your surroundings and you look around and you're excited and a little nervous, and same kind of feeling, but more than anything, just pure excitement. I mean, this is pretty cool.
As much as you, and I know how much you prepare for stuff, as much as you prepared to be a head coach in the league, as much as you prepared to be a general manager, is there still that fear of, God, I hope I know what the hell I'm doing?
There's the fear for me that the initial shock, that first game, is going to hit me. There's no fear at all for me that at some point it's all going to click.
Yeah.
Like, I know all these guys, I know all these coaches, I talk to them all the time. You know, at TNT, we have meetings beforehand with the coaches, we discuss strategy. I know this stuff, and I've been preparing for this for a long time. But I know the beginning will be tough, just like anything else you do. You know, first TNT game I did, you know, I thought I could do a good job.
Yeah.
It took me a few games, so it's going to take some time, and I'm aware of that. And you know, that's why I need to build a really good staff and try to dive in head first and get going as fast as I can.
Yeah, welcome to the honeymoon. I don't know if it seems like it, but this is the honeymoon period. But you know, I think you mentioned it today. You reached out to the players, and a lot of them were loyal to Mark. What do you say to them when you speak to them? Steph Curry, for example, to kind of make that transition smooth.
Well, first thing, I just want to get to know them and say hello and introduce myself and tell them how excited I am to coach them. I've talked to just about everybody. Great conversations with a lot of them. Klay Thompson yesterday, Festus Ezeli, what a great kid he is, and you know, Harrison Barnes and Draymond Green. I mean, I've talked to all these guys, and they were all welcoming. In some cases, we talked basketball when they wanted to. In other cases, like with Festus, we kind of just talked about his background and his family and his connection to Nigeria and what's going on there with the kidnappings last week. I mean, it's just, you know, I think the thing with a coach, and I know I always felt this way, I wanted to feel a connection. I wanted to get to know my coach, because ultimately you're not really going to know how to respond, you know, in the heat of battle unless you really know somebody. And to me, that's the first part of the process, is getting to know these guys.
You know what I think you should do? I don't know if you'll do it or not, but first game, I would, like, first possession, like 10 seconds in, call a timeout, and then just take a paper bag and start breathing. Okay, let's go.
I'm okay, guys.
Go get him, guys. I'm good now.
It's actually a good idea. That would draw some laughs.
I break the ice. This guy has a sense of humor. I like that. You talked a little bit about it today, but just I wanted to ask you more specifically, Steve, with Lenny Wilkins and Phil and Pop and even Coach Olsen. What are some of the things you look at and you take away from them? Things that have resonated with you, even to this point, that you look back on your experience with each of those four coaches and say, this is something that I learned under those guys that I can use now that I'm a head coach.
Well, it's a combination of things. Each of them is very unique, but what I learned from all of them is that the first order of business is to develop that relationship. And then the next order is to make sure the players know that, you know, coach knows what the hell he's talking about. And that's the process that I went through with each of those coaches. And it happened pretty quickly. Obviously, they're all Hall of Fame coaches. But the relationship is the key, and then developing the team. How are we going to play? What's practice going to be like? How are we going to interact? those things all will happen naturally, and they'll also happen as we put our heads together. But you know, I've had a pretty good education from some Hall of Fame coaches, and I'll take a little bit of everything. Strategically, there's a lot of things I'll take from the triangle, but the Spurs, the way they're playing these days, is how I think you got to play. Fast, but with rhythm and secondary offense, and no isolation. You got to keep playing. You got to keep going. And that's what I hope to achieve with the Warriors.
What in particular did you learn from Pop, aside from giving one-word answers to the media?
Always pick up the tab when you see your player at a restaurant, which Pop always does. And Danny Ferry and I figured that out pretty quickly, so we'd always go to the concierge to find out where Pop was having dinner. It's a lot of free meals.
Yeah, good.
The combination of respect and humor and discipline, that's what makes Phil Jackson and Greg Popovich who they are, and Coach Olson too. There's like that. It's a great combination. You want to have that connection with your players. A lot of times that's through humor. You got to be sarcastic. You got to have fun. You got to shake them up, do different things, keep them off balance.
So when Lou was screaming at me, that was sarcasm?
Yeah, you didn't realize that?
No, I didn't. Dang, I wish I could go back and do it again.
Well, you were kind of the exception to the rule.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of sarcasm in that.
No.
It seemed like anger to me.
No, he was angry, for sure. But you kind of deserved it, too.
Probably.
But I just think there's a balance, as a coach, that you have to strike, and your players have to feel that. And they have to respect you. But they have to know how passionate you are about making them better and helping them get better. And it really is all about the players. And if they feel that, and if they know that you have their best interest at heart, then they'll accept it when you have to lay into them when things aren't going so well or they're not doing their job.
His deal with the sideline reporters now, I mean, he's aware of that now. He kind of plays that up a little bit, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He had almost a Gettysburg Address last night with David Aldridge. I mean, all things being equal. I mean, he spoke for like a full minute. He gave a breakdown of the strategy. We were all looking at each other like, who is this guy?
Is he on dope?
This is Pop. Maybe you said that.
No, I think I said it quietly. How do you strike that balance, though, Steve, between being a leader and also making guys understand that we're in this all together and I'm here for you? I mean, whatever I'm doing, I'm trying to make you better. I'm trying to make us better. How do you think you go about striking that balance?
You do that every day, just in your dealings with the players. You show interest in them and their families and their careers. Popovich was great with that. You get traded away from the Spurs, and the first time you play against San Antonio, Pop is first one down the court to give you a hug and ask you how your wife and kids are doing, and you feel that, and it's genuine. And that's always how I've related to players. And when I was a general manager, I took that approach, and it's not calculated as much as it is just human, and I think people respond to direct communication when they know that you care about them, and that's going to be my approach.
All right, coming up more with the new head coach of the Golden State Warriors, Steve Kerr, who'll be with us for another 45 minutes, albeit reluctantly, but he will be here for another 45 here in these 45 minutes.